I'm Kurt Shimmers. Every day, fortunes are gained and lost in the financial markets. News, trends, and even geopolitical events shape your financial landscape. Join me and my expert guests right now on Traders Nation. Welcome. You are tuned into Traders Nation. Thanks for making us a part of your day. What a jam-packed show Don and I have for you today. William H. Janeway, he's with us. Huge best-selling author, doing capitalism in the innovation economy. We're going to be talking with Bill about the three-player game. What is the significance of that for the innovative economy? You're going to find out here today. Plus, Don and I have got a great stock list, okay? Data towers are back on our list. You're not going to want to miss that. Data storage companies back on our list here today. They're making higher highs, and you're not going to want to miss that. Charts are awesome on these. Check it out here today. So we got guests, stocks, and a whole lot more.
Traders Nation. Get Pro Online DVD Trader today. Whether you're an experienced trader or just beginning, you'll improve your skills dramatically. Click on the Knowledge Center button to order your copy today. Traders Nation, delivering what you want when you want it. Traders Nation.
Hi, this is Willie Nelson. You're tuned in.
Hey, Willie. Hey, Willie. Yeah, welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Don, what a fantastic list of stocks we got here today. Hey, let's start off with EQIX, Don. Equinix, yes. Corp, currently trading at $434.20. 83,000 shares exchanging hands here today, Don. Kind of, thin. There's no doubt about that. Average volume on the stock is 670,000 shares. Bring up your charts on this. This stock had a solid move above its 200-day moving average here today on light volume. I'm liking it, but it needs a lot more of a tailwind to get even further. Don, your thoughts on EQIX?
Well, the data center companies are rocking, no doubt, for a very good reason. Growth worldwide in the data centers is spectacular. Yeah. EQIX, one of the leaders in the pack, and like you mentioned, stocks up handsomely today, as are a few others.
Sure. All right. EQX, put it on your radar, folks. If it's not there, be sure to write this stuff down without a doubt. Right, Don? Sharpen your pencils, all right? Sharpen your pencils. Get that paper out and be putting these down on your list. Next one, Don, I want to talk about on the towers is going to be CCI. Okay, Crown Castle International, longtime favorite here on Traders Nation, huh, Don? Currently trading at $110.09, Don.
Crown Castle International, one of the leaders in the data tower sector. Yeah. And this company's been around a long time, around with about 3 or 4 others. And no doubt, once again, growth worldwide in the tower business to transmit the data. Yeah. So when everybody is using their telephones, their cell phones, companies like CCI are getting a tiny piece of every phone call.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Currently trading at $110.09. 283,000 shares exchanging hands here today, folks. Average volume on CCI, 2.7 million. Not bad. It's really respectable. Bring your charts up on this one. Take a look at it. Nice breakout above the 200-day moving average, folks. Very bullish. Okay, very bullish move that continues day after day on CCI. The stock has seen the stair-step climb, okay, up that started about 10 trading sessions ago. Again, bring your charts up. Look at the stair-step climb on CCI. Absolutely phenomenal. That's the kind of climb or advancement, Don, that really builds confidence in traders, investors that are buying into CCI. Love the way this chart looks, Don. CCI.
And interestingly enough, on all of these companies, they are all real estate investment trusts. So they're unlocking value in the real estate.
Yeah. All right. And REITs is what we're talking about here today. And Don, let's touch really quickly on that. So one of the things that makes these a real estate play is because they own the land, that footprint that those towers are sitting on. So you see a tower and you look straight down, that footprint, that is land that tower's got to sit on. And that's where the real estate part comes in some of these plays, Don, right?
That's right. CCI, we've got SBAC in the sector as well. It's having a good day. SBAC is the symbol on that. And then don't forget the one we introduced a couple of months back. Yeah. This is a domestic U.S. company only right now. Unit Group. UNIT is the symbol on that. We brought that to the viewers at around, I think it was around 1650.
Yeah.
Stock's up around $21 right now, 2073 to be exact.
Yeah.
So that's another one we want to keep an eye on. And that's a company that is focusing on the 5G sector, which is going to be an exploding technology around the U.S.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Here's the stats on this, and bring your charts up. UNIT is currently trading, like Don said, $20.73. 203,000 shares exchanging hands here today. Average volume, 2.1 million shares. Nice reversal from last Friday. So stock came down. It was biased to the downside. Last Friday, it bounced off. I think it was its 50-day moving average. Here we're making new highs. Resistance on UNIT is going to be around the $23 level. Don, your thoughts?
Well, smaller company.
Yeah.
Well-funded. Very well run. It's another company that has flipped over. It's become a REIT, R-E-I-T.
Yeah.
And the stock has done well here since we uncovered this couple of months back. Interesting company, and they're focused on 5G, which, as I mentioned, going to be exploding not only in the U.S., but, of course, around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, Don, we discovered that stock, brought it to your attention. I think it was, you're right, around the $16.50 range, Don. All right. Hey, Don, let's move on to the data centers. You know, today's a day-to-day, Don. If you're dealing with paper, forget it. Paper's yesterday, data is today and the future. So certainly towers are carrying that data, and the data centers are storing that data. DLR, Delta Lima Robert Digital Realty Trust, currently trading at $110.09 here today, Don. 283,000 shares exchanging hands. Bring the charts up on this. This stock saw a phenomenal breakout above its 200-day moving average. Very bullish move that continues day after day, Don. The stock has seen this stair-step climb that started around 10 trading sessions ago, right there at the $100 level. Don, your thoughts on DLR?
Well, great company, expanding worldwide in the data center business. And as you mentioned, all these companies around the world have to store and transmit data. And these data centers that's where the buck stops. They're right there with these data centers. And there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
DLR is a great one. There's a few others in the sector as well.
Yeah, there certainly are. John, give us another good example of one.
Well, COR is a hyper-scale data center, and you have to make the distinction. Some of these are just regular data centers, smaller centers, and then we have the hyperscale. And worldwide, there's about 40 companies that utilize these hyperscale data centers. COR is in that business, and they have clients like Amazon, Microsoft. It's the who's who of transmission of data and data storage, and these are the companies that store it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. COR is the ticker symbol for that. Charlie Oscar Robert, here's the numbers on it, folks. It's CoreSite Realty Corp. Currently trading at $111.87. Thinly traded, 29,000 shares exchanging hands here today. Nice chart on that. Bring the charts up on this, okay? So what we're looking at here, this one is like nice and easy trading, okay? Nice and easy. Right above its 200-day moving average. And also, too, here's a little footnote. Dividend on this one, saw the other day, back on June 28th, Don, saw a dividend of $1.03 per share, okay? But nice and easy on these charts. Again, I like that. I like when we see nice and easy on these charts. We see just gradual incline of evaluation in these companies, and that builds trust in the market, builds trust in the stock for traders and investors. Don, your thoughts?
Well, one more we want to also focus on, CONE, trading at around $61 in here, Cyrus One.
Okay.
Now, this company is in a little bit of a deal with another publicly held company called GDS, and they're focusing on the China market.
Oh.
And so these two companies are getting very heavily involved in China. You want to keep an eye on Cirrus One, CONE.
Yeah.
And we're going to introduce today GDS Holdings Limited.
Okay.
This is a company that's focused on China.
Okay. All right. So CONE, put it on your radar. CONE is the ticker symbol for that one. GBS, Don, is the other one, GBS. You know, Don, I can't help wonder. I'm going to think out the box here just for a second. When it comes to the transmission of data, and that information in many instances is proprietary and certainly non-public information, what they call NPI, Don, makes me wonder what type of regulations and firewalls that we have in place when you have our data versus you've got the Chinese certainly working on their data, and you've got other actors around the world transmitting data. I wonder what kind of firewalls are in place to secure data that we don't want out there, Don. I don't know.
Well, these are the experts in the field.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if we sat down with management or had them on with us,
yeah,
they'd tell us all about how they secure
protocols.
Their data. Because make no doubt that these large companies want their data secure.
No doubt about that. We're out of time. And coming up next, we're going to have William H. Janeway. He's going to be with us here today, doing capitalism in the innovation economy. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Forbes, and you're watching Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us here today, William H. Janeway wrote, Doing Capitalism in the Innovation Economy. Bill, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
I'm fine. It's great to be with you.
Thanks for being with us here today. Hey, Bill, what brought you to write Doing Capitalism in the Innovation Economy?
Well, it's because I spent a long generation, some 35 years after I got a doctorate in economics at Cambridge University in England.
Yeah.
I took a time off from my academic life and spent that 35 years as a venture capitalist, investing at the frontier of information technology, computing and software and the internet. And I discovered, along about halfway through, that I and the entrepreneurs I was backing and my fellow venture capitalists, we were all dancing on a platform that had been constructed by the United States government.
Sure.
That had the Defense Department had funded the research and the early production of all the pieces that came together to produce the digital revolution we're living through now. So I realized that the driven by a mission that was politically legitimate to win the Cold War, had enabled the U.S. government to do what the private sector couldn't do. Invest way up front of any possible commercial money financial return. And then when it got to the staging area where it was ready for the commercial market, the financial markets took over and generated the great internet .com bubble at the end of the 20th century, which made us all very happy indeed if we knew that bubble was a bubble and was, like all bubbles, going to burst.
Right.
So it was that idea of bringing together the role of the mission-driven government with its financial speculators to transform the market economy, to create a new economy, just as happened with the railroads back in the 19th century and with electrification in the first half of the 20th century.
Nice.
That's where the book came from.
I got to tell you've got to be able to reflect back on all that. And what a comparison, what a difference, an evolution from when the government first initiated that type of technology to where we're sitting today. And it only makes me wonder where we're going to be at 20, 30, 40 years from now. You know, we've come a long way since the government, it started all
Kurt,
that.
Kurt, here's what's frustrating. We certainly have, look, the digital revolution has taken off on its own. It doesn't need any more subsidy or support from government.
No.
In fact, the financial speculators are funding all those billion-dollar unicorns, $10 billion, $100 billion unicorns, building out the new digital economy. But where we have just dropped out of the game, completely dropped out of the game, is with the technologies we need, the battery, alternative energy, storage technologies we need to respond to what is a very real phenomenon, this climate change that made last year the hottest year ever and is doesn't bear to do it again. And what's really frustrating is it's as if the Chinese read our playbook from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, and they're playing it our way, the way we used to play it.
Right.
And they're taking the leadership of this next new green, low-carbon economy.
Right.
That just, that's what really motivated me to focus down and come back to this subject and bring out this new edition of my book, which has a very different message. The first was a celebration, but this is an alarm call.
Yeah.
That we as you say exactly, it is very frustrating looking at what we accomplished in the past and what we're not accomplishing today.
And I don't want to get on to the Chinese thing, but I just want to mention one thing. Years and years ago, I really said this on Traders Nation, is that Chinese have really gotten a grasp of capitalism, gotten a grasp on technology, and really made this kind of push. I mean, certainly they're running communism, but they put it aside. But really, they got a hold of our playbook, like you just said, and have really ran with that, haven't they? And then we're kind of sitting here watching them, and we have been watching them making tremendous progress. And what are we doing on that, Bill?
Well, that, as I say, that's the frustrating thing. We are clearly right at the frontier in all of those, machine learning, what they call artificial intelligence. It's a long way from real intelligence, real human intelligence. But we're there. We're playing there, and we're playing pretty far along in the communications technologies. But it's in this next field where we need the same kind of upstream investment in really creative, imaginative projects. I'll just give you one pair of numbers. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, everybody knows those letters, DARPA. DARPA was where, inside the Defense Department, the idea of the Internet was created and the first network was put together. It's still today, even though it's really focused on purely military applications, its budget today is $3 billion a year. The Department of Energy has something which hasn't yet been killed, although it's been proposed to be killed by the president, called ARPA-E, Advanced Research Project Agency Energy. Its budget has never been over $250 to $300 million, 1/10 of the DARPA budget. And it just is a measure of our missing the boat on this one.
Okay, so let me ask you, because I want to get to the meat on the bone on doing capitalism. What are the three-player game and its significance for the innovation?
As I say, I think of this as you've got the state, the government, you've got the financial markets, the speculators, and you've got the market economy, the ordinary place where we work and save and build new businesses and defend old businesses, and they play games with each other back and forth. So between the political process that underlies the government and the market, you've got people who have got power in the market, want to use it for political purposes. They can invest in campaigns. They can fund campaigns. And you've got people in government who want to change what's happening in the economy, and they will intervene. They have intervened, sometimes a lot less, sometimes a lot more, a lot less since 1980.
Sure.
And then you've got the financial speculators, the investors who are always looking for some kind of discontinuity, some kind of opportunity for super profit, like, for example, the digital revolution and the new economy in the 1990s. But here's the thing. Just like the physicists have what they call the three-body problem, where you have three planets that are kind of orbiting each other, there's no stable configuration.
Okay.
There are an infinite number of ways that can evolve, and none of them are stable. So when you're in one situation, as we were in the 1960s, say, you got to be expecting it's going to change. Now, we're in a situation today where we've got a kind of, a pretty old economy. It's not generating that many new businesses, and it's got these new giant, fantastically successful and profitable companies who are, just building out their markets. And the question is there going to be any counterbalance to them, or is just this the way it's going to be going forward? Historically, if you look back to the end of the 19th century when we took over from Britain, we did have a similar kind of growth in giant businesses, enormously wealthy people, and then came Teddy Roosevelt and a kind of political, I wouldn't call it a backlash, but a kind of political balance for what was happening in the marketplace. I think we should not be surprised if we see something like that emerging in the next few years. We've certainly seen a political response to the failure of government to protect and buffer the people who work and vote from the consequences, the disruptive consequences of the digital revolution. I think we're just at the beginning of that, and it may turn out, I hope it will, to be a constructive response. Right now, it's not clear that it will be.
Oh, that's awesome! Listen, we're out of time here today, Bill. I wish we had. I wish we had a ton more time, but we don't. Yeah, I know. Great information. Doing capitalism in the innovation economy. Bill, where can we find a copy today?
On an Amazon website next to you.
Yeah.
And my own personal website, BillJaneway.com.
Head on over there today. Bill, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Kurt. Loved it.
Have a great day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Wow. Hey, Don, awesome interview with Bill Janeway here today. Get a copy of his book. Yeah, get a copy today, man. Head on over to Amazon. Hey, you know what? Support that local bookstore in your community, too. Get a copy. Whatever you do, just get a copy. Doing Capitalism in the Innovation Economy. Hey, Don, real quickly, I want to let everyone know about Pro Online Trader DVD. Head on over to TradersNation.com today. You can learn about shortened stocks, candlesticks, charts, signals, patterns, resistance, all that good stuff. When we talk about charts on the show here today, you'll know what we're talking about. You'll know what to look for those profitable trades. TradersNation.com today. Click on that More button, and you can get a copy. $29.95 plus shipping and handling. Don, where are you going to get that kind of education for $30, man? Nowhere. All right?
Terrific.
This kind of stuff will cost you hundreds of dollars elsewhere. All right? Hey, Don, where can we find you? Where can we find you at social media? Where are you at?
Don McKelvey at Twitter, Don McKelvey at Facebook.
Yeah.
Don McKelvey at LinkedIn.
Oh, Facebook, Don McKelvey at Twitter, all those places. You can find Don there.
There you go.
Yeah, you can also find me at all those fantastic places. Hey, folks, do us a favor. Share, like, comment. Get involved in these conversations of all the stuff that we got going on out there. Don, do you own anything we talked about here today?
No.
I don't either. And in the stocks we talked about, they're not buy or sell, just recommendations at all. Not at all. That's our disclaimer. Everybody, thanks for tuning in today, making us part of your day. You have a great day. We'll see you on the next edition of Traders Nation.